Hey guys, welcome back to another video. I was planning on doing this video a little bit earlier in the day, but I just got caught up doing all kinds of stuff. I went with my husband to do some horse stuff. We went and did some teeth, and we went and picked up sawdust, blah, blah, blah. So I was just kind of out of the house all day, and then when I finally got home, I gave the kids a bath, cooked dinner, and cleaned up dinner, and took a shower. That's why my hair is wet. But I kind of thought I would make a video a little bit like about sleep training slash just how to get your child to fall asleep faster and just have like an easier nighttime routine. So but before I get into it, I just want to put a disclaimer here. I'm just sharing my own experiences as a mom. I'm not an expert. Like I said, I have two kids. I have a 3-year-old and a 9-month-old. So I'm not an expert by any means. I'm just sharing my experiences. Not shoving it down anybody's throat. And if you do not believe in sleep training and stuff, that's perfectly fine. But don't spread hate. I always tell people that I'm just a 100% supportive mom. Whatever you think is best for you, your lifestyle, and your child, you do you. That's great. But for me, I definitely believe in sleep training, and I've seen the benefit of it. And so if you're a mom kind of like me, that wants to do sleep training and just kind of like just ease the night a little bit, I have some points for you, and I have some tips, that I really have found that, helped me and that situation. So with sleep training per se, I really never had to do it where like I put my child in bed and I let him cry, for a couple minutes, and then I go back in there. My children, I am so blessed, I never had to do that. And I'll kind of tell you why I think I never had to do that. So I have some points here. I have my little notebook here that I wrote some things down just so I kind of stay on topic of this. And number one is don't get discouraged. I know that it can be extremely frustrating and discouraging, but just, I know it's super hard, and it's easy for me just to sit here and say, just don't get discouraged, like everything will be fine. And in the heat of the moment, that's extremely tough. But I'm really saying do not get discouraged, because it will all happen in the end. I promise. Your children will sleep throughout the night. You will get back to a somewhat normal routine. I promise. And the second thing I have is plan ahead. Whatever you have to do to kind of get your night a little bit smoother, do it. If it's having to have your formula in like little dispensers, or just whatever, have your kids' clothes laid out for the next day, or for their jammies, whatever. Just do whatever it takes to make your night a little bit easier. That takes stress off you, which takes stress off the whole entire situation. The third thing, schedule. Ladies, it is important to have schedule. My husband always thought I was crazy. He was like, what is wrong with you? And that was because I had my bedtime set for my kids, which probably most of you probably have, a bedtime like 7 o'clock, 8 o'clock, whatever. I do it a little bit differently. I have never been a morning person, don't like mornings. So what I personally did, which you know, it might be different for you. Don't come at me. This is just what I did with my kids, is I actually let them stay up until we went to bed. And that way they pretty much slept until it was time for all of us to wake up. I just I just started thinking, I'm like, okay, so if I put them down at 7 and they sleep for 10 hours, then they'll wake up at 5 o'clock in the morning. And I go to bed at, 10, 11. So I'm not getting a lot of sleep. And my kids love staying up until we go to bed. They get to watch movies, watch cartoons, that kind of stuff. So they're thrilled about it. So that's just kind of what I did. And I already got off topic. I don't really know where I was going with this. Bedtime. So yeah. So I had a bedtime. I don't know why I put number 6, but the next thing is do the same thing every single night. I really feel that kids strive on structure and schedule. And what I did with my kids is I would have the bedtime. So 10, 15 minutes before it was supposed to be bedtime, I would take them into their bedrooms. I would change their diaper, obviously. Lotion them up. Lavender lotion, guys. There's no harm to it. It honestly might not make a difference. But, you think, you read, lavender helps put you to sleep, helps put your child to sleep. So, hey, I tried it. It hasn't not helped. So, I used lavender lotion, changed their diapers. Another thing is I always gave them a bigger bottle. Going down for bed. So just for instance, my son during the day for his daytime bottles and stuff, he drinks 7 ounces. He's a big eater. But for his nighttime bottle, I give him 9 ounces. And that's his nighttime bottle. He has a nice full tummy and he's happy, ready to go to sleep. And another thing is I've never been one to rock my children to sleep. I have just been really, really blessed with kids that once they know their kind of nighttime routine, they honestly after they have their bottle, what I do is I lay them down in the bed, cover them up. I just kind of talk to them, say a little prayer with them, and then I walk out of the room. And I've honestly been super lucky to have kids that don't, cry forever, and you have to let them cry for a couple minutes, then go back in and give them their pasty, whatever, and then just kind of repeat that. I personally have never had that problem. Super blessed, knock on wood, guys. But yeah, I've never had that problem. I just really believe that my kids, they really knew that once all this stuff was happening, they knew it was time for bed, and they would literally just go in their beds and fall asleep. I never put them to the bed asleep. I always let them put themselves to sleep. And another thing that I do, is there's an app that you can download. It's called, Relaxing Melodies, or maybe Relax Melodies. I would have to double check that. I'll put that in this description below. But there's this app, and I just downloaded it, and this is something that I actually did for myself, because for me, I love falling asleep to thunderstorms. If there's a thunderstorm going on, I always sleep really, really good. So I have the app on my phone. I have my rain and my thunderstorms and all this kind of stuff. And I put it on when I'm getting ready to go to bed, and it helps me fall asleep. And I've done the same thing with my kids. My daughter has a tablet in her bedroom, and my son has an iPad. They both have the apps on them, and I just kind of like custom made their sounds to where I think both of them are like rain, thunder, and white noise. Maybe a couple of other things, maybe like birds. I can't remember. But I do that. I lay them in their bed, cover them up, talk to them for a little bit, walk over, turn their sounds on, and then I walk out of the room and I shut the door and they put themselves to sleep. And the other cool thing about that app is instead of like the white noise machines that you can buy at the store, they only have a timer for like an hour or so. And yes, that does help your child fall asleep, but does it help them stay asleep? No, because it turns off after an hour. And that's another cool thing about this app is you can like custom your sounds. To where you can do it for like 2 hours, 5 hours. I have my kids for 12 hours just so they go to bed with the sound, they wake up with the sound. And I really, really think that when they wake up throughout the night, just like tossing and turning, stuff like that, I really think that if they, they kind of wake up, they hear the sounds, they're like, okay, it's still nighttime, we're going to go back to sleep. And that's another thing that I've really, really felt that helped. The next point I have is honestly, it will pay off. I promise. You will get a full night's sleep. Everything will be great. And I know that this is like such like a touchy, hard subject for us. And I don't know about you guys, but I love my sleep. I always have. Before I had kids, I would sleep for 11, 12 hours a night, guys. I loved my sleep. And so obviously it was important to me to kind of get them on a sleep schedule so they can start getting some good sleep. And honestly, we all know that once everybody has good sleep, everybody's just happier the next day. So that just makes the day run a little bit smoother. So yeah, I hope that helps a little bit. Those are kind of all the points that I had written out, and if you guys have any other questions, go ahead and ask me. Once again, this was not like trying to change anybody's mind or telling you that what you're doing is wrong, or you know how all that goes. The mom shaming, I'm not about that. I'm honestly just doing it to share my experience, what has helped with my kids. And you know what? You might say, oh, that sounds great, and do exactly what I said that I did, and it might not work for your kid because every single kid is different. So, there's that. I honestly just did it to share my experience in hopes that, maybe one of my tips or a couple of my tips will kind of help your guys' nights get a little bit easier. And I know that it's a very, very hard and frustrating thing to go through. So if you are sleep deprived new mom right now, I'm there for you. If you need to ask questions, you need to ask experience, I'm there. You can send me a message, send me a DM, whatever, and I will help you out. There's something on my pen. And I'll help you out. Or if you're a pregnant mama and you're kind of trying to get ahead of the game, that's great. As much as you research and really figure out what your beliefs are and what you want to do with your children, I believe the easier that it's going to be to kind of make that transition from the newborn stage to waking up all the time to sleep deprived to just everybody's like, I need sleep, and everybody's tired and cranky and all that kind of stuff, to having a nice not relaxing, because we were talking about kids here. It's not always going to be relaxing, but just kind of make the nighttime a little bit easier, because let's be real, guys, when it comes to bedtime and nighttime, by that time your brain's fried, you're exhausted, you're just ready to put the kids to bed, go climb in your nice warm bed and just like listen to silence. That's what excites me, is putting the kids to bed, getting in my bed, and just laying there and just hearing silence. No talking, no crying, no whining, no saying, "Mommy, can you get this?" or "Mommy, this," or "Mommy." It's just like your time to just breathe and recuperate for the next crazy day. So I really, really hope that this kind of helps you guys out a little bit. Yeah, that's all I've got. So, until next time, I am going to get this video edited and put up. Obviously, I won't put it up tonight. I'll probably try and edit this tonight, since it is, I think it's 8:30, so I won't be uploading it tonight. But I hope that this helps. I really, really hope that you guys don't think that I'm like telling you this is the way to do it. No, not at all. I'm sharing my experience in hopes that it does help somebody. So I hope you guys have a safe and blessed rest of the week, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye-bye.